This is Nigeria, a country with a population of over 223 million people. Nigeria also happens to be Africa's most populous nation. More black people live in Nigeria than any other country in the world. And right here, near the geographical center of Nigeria, is Ajaokuta Steel processing plant. It was designed and constructed by the Soviet Union, which we now know today as Russia. The idea to construct this massive steel processing plant was conceived in the 1970s. The massive Soviet-style plant was supposed to be the one project that was going to position Nigeria as a global manufacturer and exporter of steel and other byproducts. But sadly, it was not meant to be. For in 1994, the project, which was 98% complete at the time, was halted and the Russians had to leave due to unfulfilled commitments by the government of Nigeria of the time. And just like that, the project went silent. 7 years later, Nigeria and Russia began fresh talks about the steel plant, and a plan was put in place by both Nigeria and Russia regarding the completion of the remaining 2% required to make the steel plant fully operational. You see, Ajaokuta Steel processing plant was originally designed and constructed by a Russian state-owned company, TPE. As plans were being drawn out to commence the project, the Nigerian government at the time surprisingly stopped communicating with their Russian counterparts and instead awarded the contract to a company called Solgas Energy Limited, an American company. The Russians are now out of the picture and the Americans are in. Solgas Energy Limited went on to subcontract the project for the completion of the steel plant to another company, and things took a wrong turn. Things went really bad that Nigeria had to take the contractor and their partners to court, where Nigeria accused them of vandalizing the highly valuable Soviet-era equipment at the facility, meaning that instead of refurbishing and completing the project, the contractors were instead stealing equipment from Ajaokuta Steel plant. The case was later settled out of court. Ajaokuta Steel plant remains incomplete and incapable of fulfilling its purpose that was conceived in 1971 when it was designed to turn Nigeria into an industrial manufacturing country. Not much was heard about the project until September 2024, when Nigeria and Russia began to talk again, and finally an agreement was reached that confirmed that TPE, the original Russian company that designed and constructed the steel plant, will come back and complete the project. The question is, will Nigeria be able to keep its promise this time and allow Russia to complete the project they started back in 1979, or are they going to succumb to Western directives and policies that prohibit strategic economic partnerships with Russia? Only time will tell.